Are you growing weeds or are you growing seeds? What do I mean by that? Well, you gotta stick around for the rest of the video to understand what I mean, because today I'm gonna be sharing with you 3 tips on how to grow your harvest. First one would be analyzing the harvest you already grown throughout your life. Secondly, how to pick out the weeds and grow a new harvest that you desire to farm to. And lastly, how to attend to that harvest so it can flourish to its fullest potential. Welcome, awakened ones, to another episode on the love of wisdom. If you're new to this channel, my name is Brittany. What I do is I assist people into awakening their power to find the infinite love within themselves. If you've been on this journey with me so far, you are near and dearly loved to my higher self and to me personally. Now today, it's interesting how I came upon this topic of growing a harvest. The only message I got today from my higher self was that it's time to reap the fruit of your harvest, meaning reaping the fruits of your rewards. And that brought up a saying I heard a long time ago. I'll never forget this. The saying was, your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. The water is your actions. And the sun is your feelings. That really just resonated with me completely a long time ago. Now it really resonates deeply with me today, which is why I want to share with you the 3 tips on how to grow your harvest. Now the first one I want to get into is analyzing the harvest that you have already grown throughout your life. Like I just said, our mind is a garden. The thoughts we have planted in our garden of our minds and have implemented us to embody this essence of what we think we are on this physical plane and who we are in general. A lot of us have been growing a lot of weeds. What weeds are, they kill the harvest. They kill the garden. Most of us have this really negative perspective about ourselves and this really belittling self-image of who we think we truly are. For example, for a long time I was growing this harvest all my life that I was unworthy. That because my parents didn't know how to communicate with me or show me love without materialistic items or money needed, I didn't think I was worthy enough to be seen for who I really am. And that made me realize that anytime my parents needed a favor, I was always up in there. My mom had a tendency to say when she said I love you, which I rarely heard, she would say I love you and then ask me to do something for her. And overall, like throughout my entire life, I started to grow this mentality that I am only meant to be used. I'm only meant to feel love when people need something. Like manipulation was the aspect of me being able to receive what I wanted. And yes, I've been manipulated and I've been the manipulator. And that just made it chaotic harvest of weeds to the point that I was growing from dead seeds because I wasn't attending to what was meaningful to my well-being, because I was neglecting of what I haven't healed from yet. That's why these weeds were residing in spots where I needed to plant in some new seeds. And I've come to learn that the reason why we have all these weeds is because we haven't attended to what triggers us still. Just understand, the reason why we still get offended, why we still feel triggered by what people think about us or what they say, is because we haven't fully equipped ourselves with the acknowledgement of being aware of why we feel this way, why we allow ourselves to feel such shame and such pitifulness and victimization from things we haven't healed from yet or haven't forgiven. It's very important to understand, in order to move out through life without so much weighing on you, you have to heal from what has hurt you. So you can move forward in life with no triggers anymore. So you can learn from them, and you can grow, and you could be the most highest aspect of yourself you know you can be. So now is the time to start picking those weeds. Pick out the reason why you get triggered by what people think about you. Pick out the reason why you belittle yourself. Pick out the reason why you give so much of yourself to the point of depletion, but yet you think you're not worthy of receiving full fulfillment. Ooh. So start picking out those weeds. It may feel empty to have those little holes in the mind of your garden, but it's very important to understand now's the time to build a new harvest. Which gets into our second tip. How to build that new harvest. Now, since you have started to heal through the process of picking out those weeds and realizing the root issues of those weeds, now you toss it aside. You learn from it. You allow it to flow into light and love. It's gone now. Now you just feel a little bit empty, but you feel light. How do you start planting some new seeds? Now you gotta switch those thoughts into thoughts of prosperity, into thoughts of abundance, into feeling complete and whole. How do we do that? Well, one, you have to create a new self-image. This self-image has to assist what it is that you're wanting to implicate into your life. Who do you want to be? How do you see yourself in the future? How do you want to represent and show up for yourself now? How do you want to feel loved, and how do you want to love yourself? How do you want to feel about you? How do you want to accept you so wholeheartedly to the point that anytime anyone says something about you, you know it's not true because you know who you are, because you're residing in you. How do you do this? You do this by realizing that the image and vision that you have for yourself is coming from your higher self. And your higher self never lies to you. The only reason why you feel like you're not moving along in life is because you're not listening to you. You're listening more of everything outside of you. Understand, you have this heart that gives you messages every day, and it guides you to your best interest. When we hear about, oh, my intuition, my instincts, that's your higher self speaking to you. That's your heart sending you messages of what feels right to you. If you feel nudged to draw rather than to go hang out with friends, follow that nudge. Like for me, when I do these videos and I immediately get an idea, I feel immediate inspiration to speak about it with you through these videos. That's me listening to my intuition. That's me listening to my higher self. And when I listen to my higher self, I trust in me more. I trust in my instincts. When I get a certain vibe is off about someone, I know I need to back away. Not because I don't like the person, it's because I need to protect my own energy from people who don't even know what kind of energy they're emitting. Or for another example, when people do say things about me or judge me, I will never forget this woman told me, God didn't create you, God didn't want you, knowing that I'm here. I got real offended. Real offended. Wanted to punch her in the face. I mean, spirituality ain't always about being positive. We got issues too, bro. Well, but we know how to implicate awareness and love when things like this come up. That's where true growth comes from. And that's how you could elevate in your spirituality. But when she said that, I had to really analyze this. And I'm like, you know what? Some people are only speaking about what they are not willing to dare embody the truth of how they see themselves. So they want to implement that on other people because they don't like feeling that pain. So they want other people to feel the pain that they feel. I had to learn that. And when I did, I realized that what people say about me is really how they feel about themselves. But they're not willing to see the illusion that they created. The illusion of thinking they're perfect and everyone is imperfect. So, know what you want. And know that deep down you deserve this. But you have to reprogram the limiting beliefs of thinking that you're not worthy to receive what you're asking for. And here's another thing. A lot of us are so willing to give because we think everyone is so righteous in receiving the goodness that you're giving, but yet we're not willing to receive the goodness back. And yet, a lot of people say they neglect or reject people who are giving to them. And in the process of doing that, they say, oh no, God is planting my harvest. God's going to give me this when it's time. And yet later on, they're wondering why they're not receiving any good. What if Divine is using those people to give you what you ask for? What if Divine is putting the situation in your life now for you to learn from and reprogram the way you think and process and act towards that same predicament that's already happened, for you to change so you can get to the other side of what you're asking for? What if Divine is just putting things in front of you and putting people to give to you what you asked for, but you keep neglecting it because you think you don't deserve to receive? Change that program into realizing that you deserve to have everything that you ask for. You just got to be open to receiving. You have to be open to loving and accepting who you are and changing the self-image. Is that because I was treated this way, it doesn't mean it has to be true. The only reason why things keep reoccurring in our life is because we keep repeating that story and keep believing in that story. Once you change the story of what you've been through to what you want to experience, then everything is going to open up for you and everything will change. It all starts from planting new seeds, from planting a new attitude towards those seeds. You're not planting weeds anymore to the point you're not attending to them. You're planting seeds, you're watering them seeds, and you're making sure you're giving and emitting that good vibration for them to grow. Start planting seeds of your prosperity and abundance, of how you see yourself thriving in life. And here's another thing, last thing on this tip. Excuse me. How are you expecting to thrive if you're not ready to receive? When you want to win the lottery, expect that you're going to win. Don't be hopeful. No, that's how you expect. If you want to thrive, be ready to receive. That's how you reap the fruits of your reward. By attending to your seeds, by attending to what you believe in for you, as in you're a giver, you're a lover, you're creative, you're courageous. My cup is filled, so I want to fill other people's cup. This feels right to my foundation. You're planting new seeds. Even when you're giving out energy, not just money to, reciprocate that back to you, but when you're wanting to do things out of joy, when you're giving money out of joy, when you're spending money out of joy, when you're giving unconditional love out of joy, when you're doing favors out of joy, you're reaping some fruits. You're planting some good seeds. When you're drawing every day, when you're doing your passion every day, you're planting some seeds, and you're going to reap the fruits of those rewards. Even if you've done so good to other people that you planted some seeds in their harvest that they haven't attended to, be grateful for that, because you're going to reap those fruit. You're going to reap that fruit. You're going to reap that fruit real soon. Real soon. Now, how do you attend to your harvest? Last tip. The way you can attend to your harvest is by being in the sun. The sun is your feelings. You show up every day for you. You're not waking up to try to fake it to make it. You're waking up, you know what? I'm going to choose to put a smile on my face. Not because for everyone else, but because of me. This is my life. I want to live it to the fulfillment and to the best of its potentiality, because I am here and I deserve to feel how I want to feel. And I know that what I am doing, what am I studying, everything that I'm doing, my passions, my learning, my knowledge, I'm doing what everyone refuses to do. That's fulfilling me. That's completing me. That makes me feel like me, and I feel wholehearted. And I do things every single day to make myself feel fulfilled. For me, I have a morning routine. I follow that morning routine every day. It was with meditation, stretching with a little bit of yoga, reading my affirmations, and doing my prayers and setting my intentions. And then I'll go to the gym. I'll have a healthy meal. I'll tend to my family and be my unconditional self and be fully present. And give smiles to people, to strangers I don't know. Talk to strangers I don't know. Make them feel loved, make them feel wanted. Ask people, how are you doing today? You know? Because I'm planting some seeds, man. Not because I know I'm going to receive that back, but because, dang, I got light. And I know that I do it. I ain't going to hide that shit anymore, because a lot of people are living in some darkness. They don't know that they're their own light. So maybe shining a little bit of your light on them will help them get out their darkness. Attend to your harvest by feeling the essence of your abundance, by being it now. Like what I do every day, I have a vision of myself that I know I'm going to be within the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, up to 10 years. I know I'm going to be it. Within the next year, I already know this vision of myself is going to come alive. And I attend to it by being it now. Because the miracles come within the journey, not at the destination. Be it now. Because you have it now. You thought it. Now start feeling it. By being it, by allowing it. That's how you're able to be open to receiving it. Attend to your garden every day. Mow that lawn. Water them plants. Give it some light. By feeling your worthiness. By feeling the deserving that you know, this is mine already. I have it. Ooh, I have it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Give it some gratitude. The feeling that you give is what gives it life. So when you're in a state of appreciation, when you're speaking good about yourself, when you're speaking what you want into existence, that's you giving life to your harvest. That's you giving life to your seeds. That's you feeding it the food it needs for it to flourish. Start speaking wonderful about yourself. Start feeling good about who you are. Start embracing the change that you are evolving into. Start embracing where you came from and how far you have come. And congratulate yourself for how far you have come. That's the only way your harvest can grow. And that's the only way you could feel the reaping, the juiciness of the fruit from your harvest. Be fruitful. Because you're growing that fruit. For you, and for your future family, for your future spouse, for whatever you desire to grow it for. Grow it with purpose and grow it with meaning, because your life has meaning the same way you have meaning. Start seeing it that way. That's the only way you can reap anything from your harvest. But attend to it. Love it. Show yourself some damn love. You will never be no one else. Start falling in love with you. Start going after your nudges that your soul is giving you to do. Like me with these videos. Like me going to the gym. Me drawing, me writing. Me probably going to get a scratch ticket. Me listening to my intuition. That's how it works. Once you start listening with your heart and from your heart, that's how you know you're attending to your harvest and you're growing those seeds. So be open to receiving, but be open to doing the work. Because the vine will assist you on your journey, but you gotta be there. The vine will make your seeds grow to full perfection, but you gotta be there to mow the lawn and water your seeds. That's the only way you're gonna reap your harvest. And understand this last thing I'm gonna share with you guys. Everything grows in silence. But when it grows to its full perfection, it can make a loud noise. So be patient. That's the only way things could grow in perfection. But if you like this video, spank that like button, caress it. Subscribe to my channel as well, and also follow me on Instagram for more upliftment for your empowerment. Until then, you guys, stay blissful, remain authentic. I love you dearly, so start loving you. And plant some of those seeds for your harvest, because you're ready.